Hey everybody, Ricky Games coming at you today with this new mixing board. So this is a Promix 01, quite old console, working fine, but there are some problems, like some buttons are not responding very well, and those 3 buttons just doesn't work. Except all of that, it's working perfectly fine, so I'm just gonna fix those buttons and I will show you how I do it. First of all, of course, I removed the top cover, so there are some screws here on the other side, 3 screws on the front, 3 screws on the back, some cable that needs to be unplugged, so I mark some number on them to be sure that I put them in the right spot. Now I need to remove this board. So I would say I have to remove those screws and the board should come right off. So let's try that. And the last screw. So all screws are the same, which is nice. I have no idea how the buttons are mounted, but in case I lost them, I'll always have the footage of how is the layout. Alright. So they just mount them in order that they stay on the board, which I think is quite neat. Just try to not scratch the plastic. It's not like a particularly rare console, but I don't want to damage it. Alright. And it just fall out. So in these there is just the screen remaining with this flex cable. So let's put it aside. So the board is out. Oh. The little plastic holder for the LEDs. Here we go. So these are the buttons that I need to fix somehow. I don't know if I have the right size, so I have a whole bag of those. Seems to be the right size. That's great news. So I just have to heat up my soldering iron and remove those, and we are good to go. One thing that I don't like is that the pins are crooked, so this is going to be a little bit harder to remove, but it's actually, I'm sure it's probably a lead-based solder, so it doesn't have to be quite hot like a new solder. So let's just add a little bit. Okay, let's try to straighten the pin. It'll be much easier. Oh, I see. No. Alright. As you can see, only 2 pins are for the button, and the 2 other are for the little diode. So we have only 2 pins to work with.
I have to hit both soldering points while gently pulling the button to pull it out. And this is how it looks like. I've never seen one like this. Then I used the desoldering wick to remove any remnant of the old solder. Then I prepared the new button, that was a 4-pin button. So I cut 2 of them and bended the other so that it is centered.
It's not perfect, but I would guess it will fit. So let's see. Just want to make sure if, because as you can see the button is slightly shifted. Let's just see if I have enough clearance on the little thing here. Put in one screw in, always put the screw with the screwdriver. This is not too much of a big deal, but if you have plastic inserts, always put them and screw them in the other way until you hear a click. This click. That way you make sure you don't make a new thread. Moment of through. Worked perfectly. So I can continue on with the rest of the process and we'll try. I will also put some contact cleaner on the other button because sometimes they are a bit wonky, like you need to push them a bit harder. And we will try also cleaning the fader because some fader are a bit slower than other. Again, a little bit of contact and I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Try to be careful because this is pretty brutal plastic. You don't want to damage anything. Even though these look quite nice, I can see a little bit of dirt, so I think I'm just going to remove them and clean them apart.
For that, I simply use some soapy water and a brush. They cleaned up pretty good, but I can see some of them are a bit yellowed. I could try to retrobrite them, but I don't have the chemical on hand, so I'll stick with that. And I use some contact cleaner on the button.
So it was too white, then the orange reddish raw, blue, and then green.
I could also see some dust particle behind the screen, so I removed the LCD assembly. And we are well in the 90s. It's heavy and bulky, but it's made in Japan. We don't see that often nowadays.
And one screw here, one screw here, and that's secure. It's just as simple as that. So this is now wired up. So let's just put it and let's plug it in. Right, so I still have some problem. So I will have to work a bit on the second channel selection button. Store right, ink plus, ink minus, nice. Oh. So still, those two buttons need to be a bit repaired. Nice. So this is working nicely now. So let's cover off the console and just work a bit those two buttons. So maybe we'll just...
You're never gonna look back, 'cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, 'cause that's what it takes.
Much better. Now what about the third send button? Perfect. So now let's try to work on the faders.
I didn't know really where I was going. I wanted to have a better access by removing the board, but it wasn't worth it. Oh, at least this allowed me to take a peek on the component inside. In the end, I sprayed some more contact cleaner and proceed with remounting everything. I put the fader caps back, testing them, and we're done. So this is it, an old vintage Yamaha mixer, now freshly repaired, costing me less than $60 and a couple of replacement push buttons. I purchased this one to replace my broken presonus studiolive. It has the well-known overheating problem that causes the CPU to stop working. The replacement part costing a price of a second hand, I decided to change the brand and try a Yamaha. It doesn't sound as good as the notorious X-Max preamp, but considering how old this console is, it still got all the functions that I need and even has motorized fader, something that the presonus was lacking. I'm very happy about how this repair came out, and if you like what you saw, please consider subscribe. That's it for today, thanks for watching!